everybody. Welcome back to the Crazy Hockey Dads podcast, the unfiltered podcast for hockey parents. No politics, no sugarcoating, just real talk for hockey parents in the trenches.
And yes, we are.
Welcome to episode 24.
Welcome back, sir. Good to see you again.
You too, pal. Any hockey season is like
Getting
barreling
so
down on us.
Oh, boy.
Parents are starting to freak out already.
Myself included.
Are you?
Well,
Are you nervous?
No, my nerves are centered around excitement.
I think everybody is, right? Because everybody's kind of getting back in the swing.
But I also had a mini meltdown.
At
his first,
you did.
At his first practice.
We should talk about that.
We should.
We definitely should talk
Because
about that.
that
I
was,
forgot about that. I
How
totally
did you forget
forgot.
it?
I don't know.
You have your own stuff, but
Well, Domina's first practice yesterday, and I was fine.
Well, how much of it did you watch? Honestly.
Okay, so
Because our advice is always to not watch. So how much did you watch?
So total transparency. And normally I do not watch, like I have said on this podcast numerous times.
But this time.
I am not going to lie. I actually watched the entire thing just because I wanted to see if the new kids were any good. Not kidding.
Okay.
I watched because I don't know, like I don't know any of them. Like I saw them in tryouts briefly, but I really didn't, and I didn't watch any spring practice.
Right. Okay.
So I watched because I was curious, like what we're gonna look like this year.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah, but I was in there. So I think I told you it was a game slot. We actually had a game slot.
Yeah.
That they were gonna try to fill, but since everybody's gone and still on vacation, like it wasn't much of a game slot. So we just had practice.
Yeah.
Right. So we had an hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half.
And you watched the whole thing, huh?
I was in there. I was just
kind of in and out a little
BSing with the parents from our team from last year.
Yeah.
So I wasn't watching the entire time. My eyes weren't fixed on the ice the entire time.
Yeah, I get you.
But I was curious to see what the new kids look like.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
That I did do. I'm not going to lie.
So you weren't in there to watch Dom specifically?
No. Obviously, I saw him, right? And his new shiny gloves.
Well, it is the beginning of the season. There are many new shiny things on the ice.
Yeah. So that's true, by the way.
Very true.
Everybody had new skates.
Well,
most people had new
really?
skates. Most people had new skates.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, new skates.
Yeah.
I mean, but people grow. I mean, children tend to grow in the spring, summer months. I think that's
oh boy,
a fact.
did they ever. Everybody's enormous now.
They're much bigger.
Yes. I will say this, though. Dominic is not the shortest on his team anymore.
Wow, how about that?
He's taller than like 4 or 5 kids now.
No way.
Yeah.
How about that?
He's growing out of his everything.
That's awesome.
Skates, unfortunately.
the ones the $1,400 I just spent last month are actually for naught.
It's terrible.
I need a new pair.
Yeah, but it's funny too because this morning he actually said to me he got dressed. We were going out this morning, and he goes, "Dad," he goes, "I need longer shirts." He's growing at everything.
Okay.
His shorts and his shirt. Well, you see him.
Yeah.
His
He's
shorts and his
definitely
shirts
taller.
are
100%
are
he's
like
taller.
he just keeps growing out of things.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is not a bad thing.
Good.
I'll take it.
Yo, let's
Yeah.
go.
Taller than my
he's
wife, taller than my mother-in-law now.
Maybe he's going to surprise all of you and just be extra taller than.
It'd be wonderful.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll take 5'8" at this point.
So maybe you're going to get 5'8".
Listen.
I mean, he'll be 5'8" on skates.
Yes, he will be. That is true. He will be. He will be. I'd kill for 5'10".
Ooh, wow. All right.
So bad. It's terrible.
Well, listen.
Yeah,
all good. Okay, so
Yeah.
so you watched a little bit.
I did.
You wanted to see the other kids.
I did.
And so, how did that go for you? Like, so give me a little bit of like the therapy talk on this one.
So in prior years, I would have like broken his chops for like, all right. So they practiced. They did a lot of like, it got very physical. Like from the beginning.
Right, because they're checking.
From the beginning, they got
kids
physical.
are into it, huh?
They did not mess around. His coaches literally like had like battle drills starting practice.
Yeah.
It was very cool. Like very cool to see them go at it.
How did he stack up on that?
He did very well.
your son's a little bit of an animal. I will say this.
He did very well.
Like side note.
Yeah, better than I expected.
So
you know what I mean?
So
it looked right.
It looked right.
It
Good.
did, yeah.
Good. That's the way I felt when I saw Otto when he was in Europe last summer, and he just ran.
right, when they started hitting, yeah.
And like he totally surprised me.
Yeah.
But it looked right.
You know what it looks like when it looks right.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But I remember, so when I was coaching and I had some ice time, and I brought Dom and Otto onto the ice that one time. And
yeah.
we were practicing face-offs.
Yeah.
And
Was that last year or two?
It wasn't last year. It was the year before.
Okay, gotcha.
And so they lined up.
I know what you're going to say.
They lined up, and Otto didn't play center. Otto played wing, and we were just trying to get some reps in case he had to take a face. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. In case somebody's kicked out of the face-off.
And likewise, I don't know how many like face-offs Dom was taking at the time either.
Yeah.
But so they both lined up, and as soon as the
And you
very
dropped the
first
puck?
one, I dropped the puck, and Dom hammered Otto.
Oh God, sorry.
Knocked him over on his ass, and Otto didn't even know what. And this was before. This was 2 years ago.
Were they the same size ish?
Maybe ish, but Otto did not see that coming. And Otto, I'll tell you this much: Otto was not thrilled.
Sorry,
he was not thrilled. After that, he was like, "Yo, what was up with that?" And I was like, "I don't know." I don't know, but now you need to know. You need to be a little tougher in the face-off dot, bro. Broski.
It's funny. Probably just because he's 2 years older is my guess.
I don't know, but he floored him.
Sorry.
It's amazing.
I hope Dom does that this year, not to Otto and other kids.
No, listen.
You know?
But I guess my point was that it doesn't surprise me that it looked right. Dom seems like he had not
he's an aggressive
propensity,
streak in him.
But and so in any event, that was good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. So so the body checking, physical contact, that was from the jump, and then
Got very physical early.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that was.
And I didn't get upset. So what I was saying, I don't want to cut you off, but you were asking me how I was mentally, like the mental part of me watching.
Well, so what I want to hear is okay, you went up there to observe a few things, and I kind of want to hear just your
my take,
your take on it.
Okay, from a hockey parent perspective.
From hockey parent, what did it do for you when you were watching there? Two things. One is you went in there to watch the new kids.
Yeah.
And how did that go? And then number two, how did all the body checking? How did that look? And the physical contact part. So
the physical stuff looked good. We were talking about how everybody has grown since last season.
Yeah.
There are some big boys.
Yeah.
I'll say we picked up two defensemen, some of the new kids, and they're both huge. They're huge.
But what's huge?
Enormous.
So they're 13.
Yeah, and
they're how tall?
I mean,
get a guess. I know you don't have their stats.
No. But I would say they have to be for a 13-year-old. They're 5 on skates, 5'10", close, probably very close to 6 foot.
Wow,
they're big.
That's big.
They're big. No, they're big. They're big. We have a big looking team this year.
That's going to be helpful.
That's something I think our coach was focusing on. He brought in bigger kids. That's for sure.
So
we were not big last year.
Not only did kids grow, because kids are going to grow on every team, but additionally, new recruits that came in are also on the larger size.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. That'll be helpful.
He replaced two defensemen, smaller kids, Dominic Smaller, with two very large kids.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So that'll be helpful.
Yeah.
So that left you feeling positive?
Yeah, no, the physical part I think is going to be not an issue this year for some of these kids, which is great. And I will say this: we talked about kind of how we shouldn't watch practice and shouldn't berate our kids. Normally, in years past, I would have a problem with Dominic's effort.
Yep.
Right. He was not back checking well. They played a 3-on-3 game at the end.
Yeah.
Because they had the full ice. They were just kind of messing around.
Yeah.
So for the last 20, 30 minutes, they played 3-on-3, just messing around. And he was not back checking on one particular play.
Yeah.
And I saw it, and I forgot about it.
Good for you.
Yeah, and in years past, I would after the game, I would have been so bud.
Yeah, what happened that one time?
What were we doing?
That one time when you didn't back check.
They're like, what was that?
I forget all the other times you did.
Exactly.
I only remember the time that you didn't, and that was fucking terrible.
Of course, right? Exactly.
Your effort blew.
Yeah, that was terrible. Overall, it was a 95, but that effort was a 3.
So let's focus on that.
Yeah, right. So let's focus on the really shitty time that I noticed. And it's funny, Dominic has said that to me in the past. He's like, Dad, he's like, why do you always focus on the negative stuff? I'm like, because you're supposed to do all the other stuff, right? Which is so not fair as a parent, right? It's so ridiculous.
Otto said to me the other day, he said, it wasn't even the other day, it was earlier today. He made a comment. We were disagreeing about something. And he said, well, at least give me effort for doing, X. And I said,
you're like, no.
I said, no. I said,
you're supposed to do that.
I said to him, like, do you also want me to give you credit for breathing the air that God has given to you? Like, get out of here. No.
I know.
You're not getting credit for that. Get out of here.
I'm just reaching for something.
It's like, this doesn't happen.
Anything.
But the analogy is like, I just made my bed. Can I have can you pay me for my chores? Like, no, you're supposed to make your bed.
Yeah.
And let me be clear, that doesn't happen in my house. But
Understood.
and the analogy is as much.
Yes. But yeah, so as a crazy hockey dad, I did not. So I think my mindset has been changing, which is a good thing over the years, and I'm sure this podcast is helping me.
Yeah.
Because we talk about it a lot. So
No doubt.
the therapying that we're doing in this by having a podcast.
And how did?
So I wasn't even remotely. He came out. I gave him a big high five.
That's
I'm
awesome.
like, "You have fun?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Awesome."
Great.
Yeah. So
And how did the team look overall in aggregate? You came off a winning season last year.
we had a good season last year.
And this year,
Yeah.
going obviously sample size of 1. So
Right.
not many things
No,
to
definitely
compare
not.
to and no games yet. But
No games yet.
you feeling optimistic?
I think so.
Good.
Dominic looks
The part?
The part.
Good.
So if he looks like he could have a very good season if he wants to. If he decides
listen, he wants to.
if he decides to, right? He wants to, but if he decides to do it, it could be fun.
Okay.
Listen, we'll
That's
see.
awesome.
See how it goes. Yeah.
I did not have that experience.
No, yours seems like the exact opposite. So why don't you tell everybody exactly what happened in yours?
Dude, it was. I
forgot you called me midway through it.
Not even midway. I didn't last that long.
First 10 minutes?
Like 10 minutes into it, I lost my mind.
So let's talk about it.
All right.
I'm sure you're not the only parent that's feeling that way at this point.
And so I'm going to, but just before we get any further,
Yes.
just want to do a little bit of housekeeping first.
Let's.
So let's just make sure to call out the partners, Howie's Hockey, Crazy 10.
Crazy 10.
Yep.
Go
Pro
get your
Stride.
stuff.
Pro Stride Elite Skating, CHD 10.
Yep. Angelo Suris, awesome power skating coach.
100%. Check them out. And then Athletic Performance Insight, API. And again, if any of the listeners out there have been thinking about video analytics for their team and haven't done anything just yet, and it doesn't have to be at the beginning of the season either. You can
Could
add
be
it on
anywhere
at
through the
any
season,
point.
right? Yeah.
But check out our friends out at Athletic Performance Insight. Easy to use, affordable system helping youth travel, and they've got all the collegiate teams. They're rocking and rolling, but athleticperformanceinsight.com for more info. And
Eric's a great dude.
Eric's, yeah, of course. And use the contact form to request a demo.
Yep.
And they'll even tag a game for free.
Yep.
And new users will get 10% off the season subscription.
Episode 21, I believe. If you need to go back and listen, Eric.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Nope, 22. I lied.
22.
22. Just kidding.
22.
I was close.
Yeah.
Episode 22.
Okay, and then real quick on the geography front, nothing new in the USA or Canada.
No, nothing new, but North Dakota did move up a couple spots.
Let's go.
So nice job.
And so did New
Noyak.
Jersey.
New Jersey.
Let's go. Dirty Jers. That's what's up. Let's bring it.
Jersey is, all of a sudden, I'm getting text messages.
I will say this. Obviously we
So
we
did
don't
you,
tell
by
anybody.
the way. Why don't you tell the story
I
about
can
your
mention that
son?
also.
Why don't you tell the story about that? Because I'm getting text messages about, hey, congratulations on your podcast.
Oh, that's
people
great.
that
You didn't tell me that.
about it. Yeah, I did. I didn't tell you.
The text. Maybe I'm.
Did I not? Maybe I didn't tell you. Well, maybe I
About a
didn't tell
text message. Well, listen. You might have. I don't know how recent.
Yeah, I
most
know.
recently, you told me about an in-person conversation.
It was a text message.
Okay.
Well, it was an in-person conversation and then a text message
To
from
follow.
another parent on that same team.
Oh, got you. Yeah, no, that's awesome.
So
But
the word is spreading.
so I
how
took-
awesome Crazy Hockey Dad's podcast is.
yes, yeah, 100%.
Without us telling people about it. It's
Yeah, I
spreading
haven't
on
told
its own.
anybody.
Yeah. it's
I barely
spreading
told my
on its
family.
own. I other than
What the last podcast we were recording, and my buddy texted me, and he's like my college roommate, who,
Right.
and I types real quick, sorry, recording a podcast, and then like he's like, what podcast? And I'm like, oh dude, I'll send you a link. Anyway, so wait, any other housekeeping stuff? Geography before we jump. So we did add Austria.
We did throw another shrimp on the barbie.
Lovely accent.
New Jersey.
Let's not.
Let's not.
So let's go Austria. Thanks for listening.
Yes, welcome.
Love it. Yeah,
we have one spot in Canada still left. One territory in Canada to complete Canada.
Is this your put it out to the world and it shall come?
This is, and if you know anybody that's in the Nunavut, I may be butchering that, so I apologize if I am.
Well, I shouldn't even say that. I don't know how to say it.
To our Canadian friends, if I'm butchering that, I apologize.
Yeah.
But we are shy, one territory shy of being everywhere in Canada. I mean,
okay.
I mean, listen, technically we're one territory shy of being
okay.
everywhere.
It'll come.
6 U.S. states. Six, 7, 6.
I'm not counting
It's clear.
the number, but
we're not counting. It's
missing
6.
Not many.
We're not counting at all. 6 left.
We're not.
Who's counting though?
We're not keeping
counting.
track.
We're not keeping track
What?
at all. Why would we do that and write it down and cross them off as they come on board?
Yeah, like and refresh the screen every
every 30 seconds or 40 seconds. Why would we do something like that? I guess people do that out there.
I mean, people do crazy things.
They really do. Yes. But yeah.
Okay, so Austria, thank you,
Yes.
and thank you to all the listeners.
Welcome.
Really appreciate it, and just want to shout out to all the new ones. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
shout out to I want to do a quick shout out to Finland and Germany, by the way.
okay, do it.
All of a sudden, like Finland and Germany have been coming on very strong on our map.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're getting messages from people in Finland as well.
Yes.
So welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes. Glad to have you guys.
Should figure out how to say that in Finnish.
I was just gonna say.
Scandinavian languages have a very different ear sound.
That's for sure.
Yes.
Yes. I'm sure I would not be good at them.
Why? You've never tried
Yes. I mean, I would not be good at right now.
anything other than English.
If right now without practicing, like
course.
me saying none of that, I'm sure I am butchering that.
Okay, well, you might be surprised. Anyway.
True.
But yeah, so just getting back to the listenership. So Otto, kind of last minute, signed him up for a hockey camp.
Like a clinic type thing, right? Or was it a camp?
It was a camp.
Oh,
it was a
camp.
week-long
Okay,
thing.
nice.
He didn't go for the whole week.
Yeah,
but,
tell that story. That's a cool story.
So Otto had gone there, over the last couple summers and worked with that group of coaches a few times,
Right.
Played spring with their spring team, I think 2 seasons. And so one of the coaches, they're familiar with him. As Otto was as he got there, he goes, "Oh, hey, your dad's got a podcast." And Otto was "Yeah." He goes, "You were at BMX camp." And I was like, "Yeah."
He's obviously listening.
And so Otto was
to the most recent ones.
yeah, so Otto thought it was cool, obviously.
Very cool.
And then, which was kind of the coach,
Yes.
he had mentioned, I think, in front of, as per Otto,
Right.
that he had mentioned the podcast in front of the group at large, not necessarily parents, but
lot of
I
kids.
think in front of the kids.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank
I wonder
you,
if
thank
that's
you.
contributing to all of a sudden New Jersey really coming on strong.
Maybe he was out in New York,
Right.
Mount Vernon.
Right, but I bet you there were a lot of New Jersey kids at that.
Could have been, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So in any event,
It's awesome, yeah.
the bottom line is that it's getting around, and
Yeah, for sure. Definitely
so that's
is.
awesome. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it so much.
Can't keep a good thing down.
Yep. So anyway, I guess I'll give a shout out to Mike over at Eric Nate's. Shout out to Mike.
Great hockey
Yeah.
clinic.
Thank you
Clinics,
for
camps, they
calling it
do.
out.
Yeah. Really good dudes.
Awesome.
Really good dudes.
Yes.
You played with a bunch of them.
Two
of them.
Two of them. I played with 2 of them.
Yeah.
1 or 2 seasons back when we were young children, probably
Yeah.
about Dom's age.
Big fan of T Squared.
Pee Wee.
Big
Yep.
fan.
Timmy
Big-
Turnbull.
Big fan.
Yep. Good shout out to
Yeah,
Timmy
haven't
and
seen in a
Eric.
while, but big
What's up,
fan.
guys?
Yeah.
If you're listening.
Yeah, how's it going? Haven't seen you guys in a while. I need to get my kid's ass back out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Phenomenal
Yeah.
program.
Yeah.
Eric Nate's.
Yeah, if you're in our area, everybody knows Eric Nates.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so that was the story about the listener spread. So
Yep.
that was that. And okay, so getting back to
Oh yeah, so tell about Otto's practice where you had a meltdown.
I did have a meltdown. So I just want to
take notes, folks. Take notes.
So
it's early on in the season.
I need to qualify this so nothing gets taken out of like context or misunderstood. Well, maybe I'll just tell the story. So Otto gets dressed, and they got their gear package, whatever. So his pants are fine. We got him.
He's 10 years old.
He's 10 years old.
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm just couching it. Go ahead.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So gear package, and we got him a shell because his pants are fine. And so the first thing I'm saying,
especially now, his pants are fine.
Yeah, his pants are definitely fine. So I put the stuff in the car, and then I went back in, and they had already started doing a drill, and I just noticed like the overall
whole team was there, by the way.
No, we were definitely short a few kids.
Yeah, because technically it's still summer and people are still away.
Yeah, but this is like
we were shorter too.
So they're on the ice and they're doing just some very basic skating drills, some edge work, some stick handling, passing, finishing with a shot, and just watching, and I'm like, seems a little slow. And when I say slow, I don't mean that like the kids weren't capable of like are giving it their all and they're just slow. I mean like no one was really moving. And I was like, the moment like I noticed that, I was like, what the fuck?
You had a breakdown, mental breakdown.
But it's it's totally crazy.
Now I'm gonna give some context. Now Scott, again, for you that don't know, some of you do, but the ones that don't, Otto just came from a AAA team down to a Tier 2 team.
Yeah.
So the speed is definitely going to be different.
Yes, but yeah. So, but in any event, like, look, and this is totally an example of like where, like, you're a parent in the stands is seeing something on the ice, not knowing. First it was my thing, and now it's your fucking phone.
Meanwhile, that's mine and your alarm for that's mine.
Now?
That's mine. Yeah, that's mine. Your alarm for I did for our weekly update. You and I.
All right, well, we're here.
Yeah.
So
good.
Done. Yeah. So this is a classic example of a parent watching something on the ice and then not knowing what the coach he instructed them, and then I'm thinking to myself, something's wrong.
Happens,
except this is like what the coach. Now, I was like internally, I was like having my own like meltdown, and I asked. Afterwards, I brought it up with Otto, and
you did.
Well, let me all. I'm going to be jumping around with this one. I know, and I don't want to, but
all right, let's hear it.
With this in particular, through my meltdown, I decided I wasn't going to say anything to Otto after practice except like, how'd it go? You have fun?
In
Great.
the car.
In the car.
Okay, good. I like that. Making progress.
That ultimately didn't happen. He had brought some stuff up. I didn't bring anything up to him, but
he started talking to you.
He had said a few things, and then through that,
it's fair game if that happens.
Through that, I said, did the coach like have you guys just kind of warming up like easy?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. He told us just to keep a steady pace, and I was like, okay. Thank you for confirming that, because when I
glad I didn't scream at my kid.
No, I wasn't going to scream at him. I was just like having coached before and wanting to push kids. I was like. Anyway, so that was the first thing. Then the next thing that happened was, like I started mentioning, the pants. Like he had finished the skating drill. His team is over at like the bench. They're getting water. So it's not like the coach was in the middle of instructing them with something. I don't think. Right. But he skates over to the glass while I'm sitting in the stands, and he's like mouthing to me about like his pants, like something's wrong. Right. And I was like, I don't know, I couldn't really understand him.
Did you come down to the glass?
No, I said go take them off, because he had the shell on, and before he got on the ice, he never wore a shell. But in any event,
shells are the worst, by the way.
Yeah, so
they're awful.
So and I don't disagree with
that. Folks,
which was why
I hate shells.
That's why I was telling him to take it off. I hate them. But like first, I'm noticing like, okay, practice looks slow, but it was supposed to be, and that's fine. I have no complaints about that. But in my mind, I just started short circuiting. And then he skates over to me, and now he's concerned about his gear as opposed to like being with the team. And in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, dude, like why? No, just go over there. Like,
we'll figure it out later.
Like I can't hear you. You're on the ice. There's glass.
Yeah, what am I supposed to do about it?
I'm like the top of the
the bleachers.
Yeah.
You're like by the roof.
And I was like, oh my God. And
hockey dad meltdown.
Yeah, because I'm annoyed that he's not like with his team and just like paying attention, and like
What did he expect you to do, by the way?
I don't know. I think he was just
he wanted to tell you
he just wanted me to understand that he was having an issue, and I said, "Well, take him off."
Yeah.
And did
he go to the bench and take him off?
He did ultimately.
He did. Okay.
Yeah. And okay, so that was that. Now there was one thing that came to light before any of this happened, and this has to do more with like a communication piece and expectation piece.
Okay.
And so before they even got on the ice, so when Otto joined the team, there was 2 coaches, head coach, assistant coach. I knew the assistant coach from like years ago.
Yep.
Great guy. And then there was another dad getting on the ice with the team, and I was like, another dad coach, and nothing about him, but now. Here I am, like
Pee Wee minor, right? First year Pee Wees.
Okay. But I was like, oh, so I didn't know that there was another coach, and there's going to be another parent on the ice.
Right.
And ultimately, I'm not saying I have any issue with it.
Yep.
But when I saw that, and there was like, I didn't know that was like that was going to be a thing, and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Because you were not expecting any parent coaches
or any additional parent coaches. And look, again, this is nothing to do with that.
Oh, that's right, because there's one parent coach, right?
And I know this guy.
And you know the guy.
And I know him. Like, I played men's league with him before.
You didn't
like,
expect
I know him
any
from
other parent coaches.
I just didn't expect another parent coach. Like, I know him from
Understood.
another building.
Okay.
I've known him like
for a long time now.
Loosely at the rink for years at this point.
Yep.
I'm not saying, we're not.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Close. But so then I see like another dad coach on the ice, and in my mind, and again, this is like coming after like, I had been his coach, and like during those seasons, like there was another parent coach on the bench. There's 3 parents. When I was coaching, there was 4 parents that were involved, not including the manager, like on ice, on the bench. There was 4 parents.
It's a lot.
Last year, the head coach was a parent coach.
Right.
And then this year, there's already 1 parent coach.
Okay.
And now we're adding on another parent coach. And
one would think at first year Pee Wees that would disappear.
Listen, I get how there's situations where like you need like.
Right. You would think that it would disappear,
Look,
though, right?
It's better if there's 3 coaches on the ice. That's better than 2 for a lot of reasons.
Sure.
But in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, now we have more parent coaching. Like just any of the issues that have like come up in the past. My concern was that like, here's another opportunity for something else to surface in my fear.
Yeah.
Like I had very much like fear-based thinking, and it wasn't necessarily rational, and it wasn't any judgment on any one person in particular.
Right.
But it was just like, oh my God. So between that and then the pace
and then
his pants, I was like, I have to leave. I have to fucking leave. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
And you walked out of the rink.
And I walked out of the rink. Now listen, my intention, similarly to you, like in the beginning of the season, like you're very curious because you don't know necessarily like what you're dealing with. Right.
Everything is new.
Everything was new.
Yeah.
And then that happened, and I'm like, yeah, I'm out. I'm outie.
See ya.
I'm outie. And I.
Do you think that made it worse when you walked out? You think Otto was like, oh shit, my dad's mad, he's leaving?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dominic has told me that before.
He knows that like if I leave, I'm usually upset.
Right. So you technically made it worse by leaving.
Maybe. But this also isn't a lie. I also went out into the car and I did work. I mean, this was a 5:15 practice that I left early for, so it's not
that is true.
So,
no, fair.
So it's not
you
like
have
it
an
was
alibi.
7:00. I do have an alibi.
You do, fair, okay.
And it's not BS, but at the same time,
so you could lie to your kid and technically it's not a lie.
I guess that's one way of putting it. I went to the car and did work.
You're like, no, I wasn't upset. I needed to go do work.
Well, he didn't ask me for what I was.
True.
No, listen, but he didn't even ask about any of that stuff.
Yeah. Just tell me you need to go do podcast stuff.
Well, that's work.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I have to go do stuff.
I had work.
Right, exactly.
And I did. And I took notes about the way I was feeling. And
which, listen,
is
work
so
because of what we have
you,
now.
dude, I'm not lying.
You're you have a legit excuse.
Listen, all of this to say that like 15 minutes into my 10-year-old son's first practice
of the season,
not
even with a full team yet,
I was having a total meltdown.
And I think you mentioned before that it wasn't necessarily a rational one.
100% it wasn't rational.
All right, so I have a question for you, right? Because we are kind of, hyping this podcast up to be therapy sessions, not just for us, but for other hockey parents out there and other hockey dads. When you called me, when you went outside into the car and you called me, and we spoke about it, and I said, okay, and you realized you were being irrational, right? Do you think that helped at the moment in time?
100%.
Good.
So, but this is what I'll say. It helped even more. What helped even more is like when I got home.
Right.
And then I had to call you again.
We spoke
and
about it
like
again.
this might sound crazy, but I mean,
Listen,
whatever. This is the truth.
Just the name of the podcast.
This is
It's
the
appropriate.
truth because I wanted to bounce stuff off of you because I knew that the way I was feeling, was a misrepresentation of like it didn't match like the punishment wasn't matching the crime, if you will. If that's one way of
you
putting
had
it.
like misplaced anxiety.
I did
At the moment, for whatever reason.
and it just like one thing and then another thing and then like so in any event,
right?
What I've walked away from this, this whole thing was one, it reinforced the idea that I don't need to sit there and practice because I start telling myself stories.
Absolutely, don't watch. People don't watch.
Don't watch.
It's unnecessary.
And then the other thing was also that like when I get worked up about this stuff in times past, like if I not like thought about things and then not called you, right? Like I hit the pause button. Like I clearly left the rink.
Yeah.
No, but then I also, would have potentially like opened up on him.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like verbally like giving it to him.
Yep.
But I would have.
But you would have opened up a conversation.
And it wouldn't have been necessarily a positive one.
Probably
it wouldn't
not.
It probably wouldn't have been constructive.
Nope, probably not.
Now listen,
You would have came across as a crazy hockey dad.
Yeah, well, no doubt. And so,
Right.
But listen, here's a great, like, this is something I'll give myself, like, in retrospect,
right.
When he got in the car and he brought up hockey because he had like had a question about something that happened on the ice. But
any little opening to talk about it.
Well,
you're like, oh, you want to talk hockey? Sure, bud. You're like, I wasn't going to, but now that you brought it up, it's on.
Meanwhile, I'm like my lips bleeding because I'm biting it so hard and I've got like sweat coming down my brow. But this is what I did. No, but this is, I think, an important thing. Instead of saying, why was practice so slow? Why weren't you skating hard? I said to him, I was like, did the coach ask you guys to like take it easy in the beginning?
And he did.
And he did. And there it goes.
And there's your answer.
And that could have unfolded very differently.
Yeah, because can you imagine if you had said, why weren't you skating harder first? What were you doing? You're automatically accusatory.
Or even if I didn't, like,
and that's just not a good way to start a dialogue.
Or it could have even been something like,
kid.
hey, buddy, I watched
Just
a little
negative.
bit. You could have put in more effort.
100%. And you not knowing that the coach said,
not knowing.
I just want you guys to take it easy for the first 20, 30, whatever he said.
Now, but then also I'll tell you what else went through my mind.
Right.
So as I'm watching practice, as they're doing these skating drills, and it's like at a lower tempo.
Right.
Fine. Well, not at the moment, but it ends up being fine. So then I'm thinking to myself,
Well put.
This is what so I'm thinking to myself, okay, listen, I don't care. I'm saying this to myself. I'm saying, I don't care if everyone else is slow.
Trying to talk yourself off the ledge. You got to go.
I'm thinking to myself, Otto, you need to be a leader now, and you need to show everyone how it's done, and you need to skate harder. Like, these are the things in my mind. I'm preparing myself to tell him.
Yeah, in the car.
Right. Like after practice, I was thinking to myself, like, listen, this is I said, like, okay, this is a teaching moment. This is the moment. This is like these are the leadership lessons that are going to come in when the rest of the team is not moving.
You're going to go.
You're going to step up.
You're going to show
the example. You're going to lead by example.
That's right.
Like that's the message I'm starting to formulate in my head to tell him.
Listen, which is not a bad thing.
I understand.
However,
but it's the first fucking practice.
And in that
it's the
circumstance, the coach said, I want you to take it easy. Listen, if the kids aren't going and you're not supposed to take it ezy, then you go.
Yeah.
Right? That's when you definitely got to go, because then you are leading by example. So listen, I see what you're saying.
So that, yes, but then I never said any of that stuff. So that's fine. That's good. I think. And again, it's the very beginning. Like if there's patterns of behavior over the course of time, then there's obviously, there will be opportunities to give like constructive feedback, if you will, but I'm not jumping on it at the moment I have like a little seed.
Good. No, listen, well done by you. Listen, so clearly this podcast is helping you and I, because in years past, I think you and I would have handled both of our situations differently.
Absolutely.
Right? Like 1,000%.
So now,
not even a question.
So, okay. So I didn't mention this either.
Right.
And this is where things get also.
There's more?
You talk out of both sides of your mouth. Yes, there's more.
Okay.
So on one hand, going into this newer season, again, Otto, it seems like, Otto will be one of the better players.
Right.
That's what it seems like. Time will tell.
Okay, good.
But he also is, he knows he's going to have a little bit more time and space. He's had a little bit more time and space in practice.
Right. He's noticing it.
And he's trying some things on for size that he hasn't in the past couple of years just because.
So he's being creative.
Trying to.
Okay.
And I also support that.
You should.
And I've told him as much.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, you need, he's very much been a pass first player. And I think primarily because he's not necessarily want to keep the puck on a stick too long.
Whatever it is.
Probably fear of like making a mistake.
Yeah, sure.
If I had to guess.
Sure.
So, and because of that, he's been a great teammate and he's attempted to make a lot of passes and that's great. So now that he's like the roles are a little different, seemingly, or at least the way they are.
Seems like that's how it's setting up.
So he's keeping the puck on a stick a little more. And I said, listen, that's good. Like, get comfortable with the puck on your stick.
Yeah, sure.
You don't have to force things. You don't just have to, get rid of like hot potato.
True.
With the puck.
Yeah. Sometimes you could skate with it and kind of make things happen a little bit.
But now in practice, I'm watching him and he's like trying some like fancier moves, some dangles and some dingles and
things that he probably didn't have time to do before. And if he did them, he may get yelled at
or whatever it is. And so I'm watching this.
Yeah.
And of course, in my mind, there's a very clear difference between like the things that I'm hoping to see versus what I'm seeing. All of it do fall under the idea of being creative and keeping the puck on your stick.
Right.
But there's like, in my mind, there's like a way to do this. I'm like, play more direct hockey, like, go hard and wide.
Move the puck to the open man.
Go hard and wide, like escape turns. But here it's like he's dropping the puck between his legs, like kind of doing like a spino and like trying to do these other things. And I'm like thinking to myself, this is not exactly what I had in mind when I said this. And I'm watching this, and of course, he'll try something, and he'll probably do it like, I don't know, 10. No, I'm making this up 10 times.
I know what you mean.
And it'll work a low percentage.
Yeah, 1 or 2.
And I have to also bite my lip because I'm watching this and I'm like, I understand he's not necessarily doing the things that are like the higher percentage hockey play.
Right.
But through this process, he will learn.
Yes.
My hope is the coaches will give him quality feedback.
Guidance. Yeah, sure.
And he will accomplish 2 things. One, find a way to be a little bit more creative. He'll be more comfortable keeping the puck on a stick longer, but then he'll also, through failing, see that there's better ways to accomplish the same goal
to get that done,
as opposed to trying to do something that's more like highlight reel-ish. And again, in times past, that's something I would have called out to him. And actually, I will say this is what I did when that opening came up to talk about hockey.
Right.
I said to him, listen.
When he mentioned it in the car?
When he mentioned it in the car. I said something along the lines of like, dude, love watching you like be more confident and creative out there.
Smart.
I was like,
that's kind of how you want to open.
I said, I don't want you to stop that at all.
Yeah.
I encourage you to continue to be more comfortable and like be a playmaker, create time and space for yourself.
Right.
Because you're going to need to do that.
Right.
I said, but at the same time, some of the the fancier moves, the dangles, like the dropping the puck between your legs, like those are probably lower percentage plays. Practice them.
Fair.
But you also should practice playing more direct, playing with more power, playing with more, So.
And what was his response to that?
He agreed.
Okay.
And it didn't. I certainly didn't tell it to him like, dude, what the fuck are you doing out there?
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No, not anymore.
That doesn't end well.
No. So in any event,
definitely not.
Wow, that was
okay.
So that was my
That was your practice number 1.
Practice. That was 15 minutes of an
not
hour
even
and a
practice
half.
number 1. Yeah, like a quarter of practice number 1.
So,
but you handled it a better way than you would have in the past.
Absolutely.
So making progress there, right?
Absolutely.
Good. So I hope that this recorded therapy session, which essentially is like what this is, right? This podcast, is helping other people as well. Clearly, it's helping you and I.
No, without a doubt.
So hopefully, it's not just us.
So not watching practice, although but this is where I know I'm gonna run into some problems with this because he often asks, "Please watch me." Like he wants me to watch. So
that's another story.
So when he asks me to watch, what I need to do is I need to tell him like kind of put boundaries around that, right? And I gotta say, listen, I'm not going to watch the whole thing.
Right.
I'll come in and watch, and once he gets a
tell him
feel
I'll
for
go
like,
in and out.
I'll come in for like, a couple minutes. Do you want me to come in at the beginning or at the end? Maybe at that point he'll already know like kind of the way practice is going to be run. Maybe there's going to be more game scenarios towards the end versus edge work at the beginning.
Yeah,
so I'm like, dude, I'll pop in, I'll watch you, throw him some smiles and whatever.
Yeah, I think it's great. As long as you keep it positive at the end. You know what I'm saying? As long as he doesn't do anything nuts.
And and one last thing that I also told myself that whatever it is that I want to say, it does not need to be said now.
Probably not.
Someone told me once, and I think this is a great thing. He said, before you talk about something that maybe is sensitive.
You have said this before.
It's like, right. Does it need to
be in
be
one of our early podcasts? Go ahead, say it again because it's really good.
First question, 3 questions. Number 1, does it need to be said? Does it need to be said right now? Does it need to be said by me? And if the answer to those 3 questions are undoubtedly yes, okay, then maybe you need to say something. But I would say most times with the stuff that we talk about,
most of the time the answer is no.
Does it need to be said?
One of those.
Does it need to be said? Okay, let's just say yes for argument's sake. Does it need to be said now? No.
The answer to that is probably no.
Does it need to be said by me? No.
Probably not.
Because someone else will probably say something if he's like, whatever. So right there, I have my answer. And I went through that when I was like sitting there, like biting my tongue, being like, going through my irrational craziness.
Well, listen, that was good that you controlled yourself.
I know, but dude, that's fucking progress. Progress, not perfection, right?
Listen, perfection is, you just need to keep making progress, right?
No doubt.
That's all it is. And so clearly it worked, right? I mean, you're handling your child better than you did last year, probably better than the year before that. So listen, I mean, moving in the right direction.
Yeah, man.
Right? Now I'm curious, what just now that we're talking about it, what do you think qualifies to say something right now? Would you say that, like, I don't know, if your kid like baseball bats somebody upside his helmet, then it may need to be said right now. And
absolutely.
Right? There's only a handful of things that would actually check yes to all 3 of those. Don't you agree?
Probably.
Now that we're talking about it?
Yeah.
I would say there's not many things that will check yes to all 3 of those. Doesn't need to be said.
Doesn't need to be said. Doesn't need to be said now. Doesn't need to be said by me.
Right. So unless your child like legit hurts somebody like on purpose.
Yeah.
Right. I can't think of many scenarios that all 3 of those check yes.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, I don't think you're wrong. And like another way to go about it also, I would think, is that, again, I'm not suggesting parents get overly involved with coaches.
Yeah.
But if there's something, I could imagine a scenario where like it might not even, we all know as parents, when you give your kid instruction or suggestions, it's not always heard, but if it's said by somebody else, it's more easily heard.
Yes.
Right.
Or it's absorbed differently.
Right. So it's like if I tell my son, do your homework versus his teacher telling him to do his homework, he's probably more likely to listen to his teacher in the moment than he is to me.
Yeah.
Just for example.
Yeah.
So
kids don't listen to parents.
So if there's something that needs to be said, maybe that's something like, you bring the coach into it, and again, I'm not saying, like inundate your coach with like, lessons, like as a parent, you should be teaching them at home. But if it's like hockey related, and I'm just making this up, right? And I don't know that I would do this, but because we're talking about it, like it's at the tip of my tongue, but I could theoretically go to like one of the coaches and be like, hey, listen, I noticed Ottawa's doing a bunch of like, trying to do some fancy stick work.
Why don't you tell him to tamp down a little bit?
I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
If it bothers you, tell him to tamp it down a little bit.
If it bothers, right. Yeah. For example, now again, I'm not saying that that's a great, I'm not saying that is a great example, nor is that something I would go to a coach with.
Right.
But
it's a different avenue of getting the same thing accomplished.
Right. And then it's not coming from you and you're not stirring up some stuff that's,
Listen, I last year, I remember last year I wanted Dominic to block shots more. Because, I mean, come on, when you're a second year Pee Wee, you need to block at least 5 shots a game. I mean, because why else?
Why else are we playing this game if you're not going to get your body in front of it?
Why do you buy good shin
guards?
Players
are warriors.
Yeah, seriously. Why else would you buy good shin guards?
Yeah.
And pay $230 for them? So I remember I wanted him to block more shots. So I was talking to his coach one day. He was texting me.
Yeah.
He's like, and he brought it to me. He's like, James, is there anything you want to work on? I'm like, yeah, shot blocking. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, teach him how to get block shots, please. He's like, all right, we'll do it tonight. I'm like, sweet.
You know what's so interesting?
And they did. He had them blocking shots.
No shit.
They one at a time, pulled them out, and the coach just started firing pucks at them. And like, you have to block a couple.
No way.
Before you can step off the line. Yeah.
So it's so interesting.
Which is not. I think it's cool, but it was a different. And I didn't think he was going to take me seriously when I said shot blocking. I was serious about it, but I wasn't. You know, like I didn't.
But there's a little bit of truth in every joke.
100%. But I didn't think they were actually going to do it, and they did it. So Dom came on like, "What'd you do?" He's like, "We blocked shots." I'm like, "Did you now?"
That's so strange.
I'm like,
how did that happen?
I'm like, "Oh, look at that! How cool is that?"
So
I'm like, "How'd you do?" He's like, "It hurt." I'm like, "Okay, fine."
So when I was coaching, one of the things that you see a lot with like the very young kids, and not even just the young kids. So let me take that back. You see if someone's winding up for a shot or fakes a shot, like players will freeze. Players will just kind of step out of the way. So, but this was interesting.
Notorious for that.
Okay, and so we all see that all the time. There's very few that are just like hungry.
Yeah, that is true. By the way, there were very few.
Listen, there was a kid on Otto's team when he was like squirt,
just eat pucks left and right,
dude. As a defenseman. He would drop to his knees in front of the goalie.
I've seen kids
to take it to the chest.
Yeah, that's impressive. Sponge of the week, man.
He would drop to his knees and he'd eat it.
That's impressive. You're just a sponge.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, sponge of the week, dude.
So those are the exceptions.
Yeah.
But what I did was I would so in my coaching
shout out college hockey podcast. That's where that sponge of the week came from. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. They're very big on blocking shots.
Yeah, well, they're not the only ones.
No, I am too. It's just my kid does not like to do it.
But dude, I would have the kids on the ice and I'd bring tennis balls out on the ice. And
Great idea.
And so what I we'd do some kind of I'd dump a puck.
Great idea.
I would dump a puck in the corner, right? Or I'd dump a ball in the corner and have them retrieve it. They'd pass it up to me. Now I'm like the offensive defenseman and they're the defensive forward. And I would say, you have to take away time and space.
Right.
And I'm going to shoot.
Yeah.
And even with a tennis ball,
they still,
and I wasn't shooting hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you'd still see them, like they would move out of the way.
They do, right. Yeah.
And so I guess part of why I'm even bringing that up is because that behavior of not wanting to get hurt, first of all, is certainly a survival mechanism, no doubt, but even with the equipment and with
the equipment's good.
Right.
All these kids have good equipment.
A tennis ball is not going to hurt your shins.
No.
On the ice.
No, you're not even going to feel it.
No.
Yeah.
But so I think, let that be just, put that in the back pocket when you're about to talk to your kid about blocking shots.
Yeah.
Because not only do kids shy away from it if it's like a tennis ball,
which you would think they wouldn't.
Which you would think they wouldn't.
A rubber puck, I get. A frozen rubber puck,
and
I
look,
understand.
These kids were still very young. Maybe if you gave Dom's coach a bunch of tennis balls, I'm sure those kids would have a field day, kind of jumping in front of them.
I think you're right about that.
But there's a human nature part of it of just getting out of the way. That's something that might hurt and, whatever.
Yeah. Dominic's funny. He, he'll dive out of the shooting lane and then
literally dive?
No, I don't mean literally, but he likes to, skirt the shooting lane.
Okay.
Yeah. And then if he takes one just happens to hit him. Yeah. He's like, Dad, he's like, see the shot I blocked? I'm like, dude, you were trying to get out of the way.
The kid just had an awful shot.
He hit you by accident.
By total accident.
His shot was going to go 5 feet wide right of the net. And you just happened to be there. So it's funny you mentioned tennis balls. Oh my God, I can't. I'm going to tell this. So I have a pickleball machine.
You have a fast pitching machine?
I have a pickleball machine, a ball machine.
You do?
I do.
Where is it?
It's in the basement.
For real?
Yeah. No kidding.
Can I see that after the podcast?
Sure you can, yeah.
Can I?
And you can put tennis balls in it.
You can fire them?
You can. So I have not done it yet, but I told Dominic when we were talking this summer, we were on vacation. He's like, I'm like, Dominic, you can block more shots here? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm not scared of the hockey puck. I'm like, oh no? Oh, you're not? I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, Dom. I'm like, when we get home, I'm going to put all your gear on and I'm going to fire pickleballs at you from 5, 6 feet.
Would that hurt?
It's a wiffle ball.
They are wiffle balls.
Yeah, so it's similar to tennis ball.
But are they're heavier, denser?
Really. No. It's going to come in with some speed. I'm going to put him 5 feet away from me. And I said, Dom, we're going to pull your gear on. I said, and I'm going to fire a bunch of shots at you, and I'm going to see how it goes.
Yeah.
We are going to do that, by the way. That is coming.
I was watching, so in keeping consistent with Otto's fondness for like, the X Games stuff and whatever,
Right.
we had Red Bull TV on this morning.
Oh, nice.
And he was watching this this Austrian biker who doesn't compete, but he does like Red Bull, like follows around and does videos that
Right.
like helicopter drop-ins and like all kinds of crazy
Extreme
shit.
sports.
And this guy went through like a string of some really bad like injuries. And one of the things that he said this morning was
Generally happens when you drop out of helicopters.
I mean, this guy knows like no fear. Like it's wild. And also so gorgeous to look at, like the scenery.
Well, yeah, he's probably doing some pretty intense stuff.
But what he said was, and this
areas.
is, no doubt.
Yeah.
And this is, you can put this in, apply this to any scenario in life probably, but he was just saying after all this, he's like the best thing when I get back to riding after an accident, more or less is something like this, is like the first crash, when getting that out of the way and getting up and remembering that I can crash and not get hurt. He's like, that just, pushes me past like, the initial fear of like getting back and getting after it.
Yeah.
And I could imagine, look, you're going to get hurt at some point blocking a shot. Like that's going to happen.
Sure.
But the more you do it, like anything else, and you see that you can block a shot without getting hurt,
you get more comfortable.
then you get more comfortable.
Yeah.
No doubt. And so it's reps, right? It's
like anything else.
Here's another expression for you.
Kids are scared. You realize there's nothing to be scared about, and then it's easy.
This is from Hockey Think Tank, and there was a few episodes where they said reps remove doubt.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
no doubt.
When you do something over and over and over, I mean, Kobe Bryant said all the time. He's like, that the last second jumper to win the championship or to win a game, when you do it over and over and over and over and over, you've been in that spot. It's all muscle memory. It's not any different from the thousands and thousands and thousands of jump shots you've taken in the gym.
Yeah,
same thing.
But just
happens to be with a little less time on the clock.
So clearly, because I'm like just below Kobe in terms of my like ability. Clearly. But I pulling on that thread a little bit.
Right.
So I was talking more about fear with my kids this weekend because we went to this like swimming hole, which was a quarry, and they've got like different like level diving
high
boards.
Dives, right? Yeah.
And so the highest one is like 12 feet. Okay. But then I was also thinking about it when Otto's looking down, let's like round up a touch to 5 feet. Like he's looking down from like not 12, but like from like 17 feet.
Okay.
So it's, it appears higher than it really is just because your eyeballs are higher.
Sure.
But, so 2 weeks ago we went there, he was just jumping off. He was afraid to do a flip or a bat flip off of it. Went back there this past weekend, immediately front flipped.
Yeah.
Didn't get to the back flip, but I'm sure if we go another weekend,
of course
he would nail the back flip.
Yes.
And so then my daughter was, so she's 7 and she's never jumped off anything that high. She was she was intimidated to do a dive off of the 2-foot diving board.
Okay.
Even though she's like been on a swim team and dove off like swimming blocks for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like this was something to her.
Right.
And she went up there.
Right.
And she jumped off and it hurt because she landed a little funny
on her rear end.
But what I was telling them, and we were talking about like just overcoming fears, and in those moments, and you're talking about reps. I said, there's a lower diving board, it was like 6 feet,
right?
And this is less to do with my daughter, but more to do with Otto, and like just he would walk out to the very edge of like the 12-foot diving board, turn around like just on his toes, like it's kind of like you're watching the Olympics, and the divers are just kind of standing, getting settled on their toes like backwards.
Yeah,
he did that multiple times, and what I said to him, and again, everyone has their own way of dealing with things, but I was like, dude, why don't you just go down to the lower one? Go down to the lower one and do it like 10. Like I was encouraging him to get reps so that the technical stuff, like there's no doubt in your mind you can nail the technical stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then what's interesting, what you were talking about, just about like Kobe and like, like shooting, putting yourself in that position so many times, the mental side of it, it's like, there's no doubt Otto would do that backflip.
Right.
No problem from a technical standpoint.
Yeah.
But there's something that he has to do between his ears to get him to the place where he is so comfortable that it almost the height is like
irrelevant.
Is irrelevant. And so that piece,
because he's done it already.
So, but that piece, I think
you just got to do it once, and stuff already starts to dissipate.
Yes, and once,
right?
dude, I'm telling you, once he got those first couple of front
easier
flips
and
in,
easier and easier, right?
He
like
was
everything
like,
else.
he would like dive and hesitate, and then he would do the flip. Like it wasn't long before he built on that initial flip.
Yes,
but I think it also comes like you're bringing this back to hockey, and forget about this Red Bull stuff. We're talking about fear, and we're talking about children, and we're talking about like getting past your fears. And you know, you could, and maybe this is the difference between someone who's a practice player and doesn't show up in games. You know, it's like what between the ears, I don't think as parents we can minimize just because we see our kids being able to do a skill in practice or have a certain behavior that's not in a game situation. Yes, technically they would probably be able to do it, but for some reason there's like a mental side of it that is just not there yet. Correct. So
talk about the magical yet, right?
The magical yet.
I don't remember what episode it was, but the book, The Magical Yet, it's just not there yet. Yeah. Doesn't mean it's not going to be. Just not
right.
Yet. Yeah.
And so anyway, that was like it was an interesting weekend. Super proud of both my children for doing that. They really put some fear aside, and
that's huge. Huge.
Yeah.
All you got overcoming fear is so big for kids.
Yeah.
And it builds confidence.
Yes.
Which is because they see that they can get past something that they were so petrified about at some point in their life.
Yeah. And an interesting thing that also came up. So at this place, there's a lot of people who have not jumped off of something 12 feet in the air before.
Sure,
adults.
Sure.
And so there's a lot of people that go out there and they're scared and they don't do it. And there's
adults.
And there's plenty of people that end up doing it.
Right.
There was one kid, I call him a kid, but he was probably like in his 30s.
Oh, okay.
So maybe he's not a kid.
Yeah, definitely not a kid.
But in any event, younger. And he was there with a group of friends, and they all started like chanting. I think his name was Phil, and they're like, Phil.
All the kids started chanting?
Like he had a crowd around him.
Oh, yeah, like a bit interesting.
And they were all trying to, like, it was almost like peer pressure.
Yeah,
right? Ultimately, it was peer pressure.
Yeah,
and
I see that.
So Phil ultimately like gave in to the peer pressure and he jumped.
He did.
Now, I don't know if he was by himself, he would have done it anyway. But then I saw Otto and people were not to the same magnitude, but anytime there was people or a bunch of kids who were also doing some other stuff, giving him encouragement.
Right.
He had to do it like on his terms. Like he wasn't. So I bring that up only to say that like as a parent, you know, telling your kid ad nauseum to do the thing, like that your kid might not respond to that.
Able to do
like he just needs to come to it by himself on his terms.
Yeah.
And there are going to be kids where you could like quote unquote peer pressure them.
Yeah.
Or figure out a reward system that's going to like make them do it. And there are others that it's not going to work out that way. No,
listen, you're right. But I'm glad that he did it. That was huge.
It was huge. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's great. That you know, I'm glad that both your kids did it actually, because I'm sure Noah was not okay with jumping off that at first.
No, but she saw younger kids do it.
So she's like, I have to do this.
It wasn't that she had to, but it gave her the belief that she was able to.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen.
But meanwhile, there was a kid there that like did like he was 7 or 8.
He was doing like 2.
The parents had to tell him to like stop doing stuff because they were afraid he was gonna get hurt. The kid had like no fear. Anyway, as I digress.
I bet you he blocked shots.
Oh, dude, with no helmet on, he would take his helmet off first. Anyway,
no, it's great. All right, so our podcast seems to be working for you and I. The therapy part of our podcast seems to be doing good things.
Yes. Well, let's say this. I will say that the regular conversation about things is what's helping between us.
Right.
And then
so the repetition of doing this.
Right. But the goal of the podcast is to broadcast that and like share experiences. Yeah. No. So, I mean, look, if we weren't like sharing this with the world, this still would be very helpful having these conversations with you.
By the way, yes.
But obviously layering in the fact that we're able to, and I also
giving back to the hockey community.
Yeah, no doubt. And it also helps me think a bit more deeply about some of these things.
Your own parenting.
Well, because even like I said to you, when I left the rink the other day, I went to the car and I was like, this is a great thing to talk about.
This thing keeps
I
going
know.
on.
What's
I have no idea, by the way.
You've never had so many fucking dings.
Can I just tell you? I mean, like all of a sudden, all right, so I don't know how my phone got off silent mode, but it's off now. It's all pickleball related.
Oh, Jesus.
Go away. Don't they know I'm busy?
No, they don't.
Well, they should.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. You were saying. Yeah.
I was going to say to turn off the dings.
Yes, you were saying that. We have a history of
dings,
beeps and dings on this podcast.
Yeah, we should rename this to the Hockey Beep.
Seriously,
podcast.
by the way, before we started recording, we were trying to stop the beep, couldn't do it.
Couldn't stop the
So
beep.
we just shut the whole thing off.
Yeah, shut it down. Except then your phone just it's like, what the fuck?
I'm telling you, it's like we can't get away from it. That's people texting me and things popping up on like a.
You're so popular.
Wow.
You're so cool.
What can I tell you?
Pickleball. Can play pickleball.
So what is our topic for today? Shall we go into our topic for today?
Yeah.
How much time did we just blow, by the way?
Like 50 minutes.
Did we really?
Yeah.
All right. So we want to do a quick topic for everybody?
I don't know, but this is more than a quick topic.
It is more than a quick topic.
How about this?
Should we just go right into our
why don't we shelf this week's topic for like the next episode, because it's an important one. And just to go ahead, you go.
It is an important one. You're right about that. It definitely is an important one. Maybe what we'll do is so obviously next week we have the Crazy Hockey Dads mini camp coming. So if you guys, last episode we mentioned that next week we are going to release, instead of one episode midweek, early to midweek, we're going to release 5 Monday through Friday.
Shorter ones, yeah.
Shorter ones. And hopefully they will kind of compound on top of the other. So you need to listen to all 5, right? And this is going to kind of get you guys ready for the opening of the youth hockey season.
Oh, Lord, save us.
I know, right? No, it'll be good, though. So you know what? So we'll roll that topic into one of those 5.
So real funny.
I don't know where it's going to be, but I'll find a spot for it.
Funny little... so it must have been like 2 or 3 years ago. I was walking to a rink before a game with another one of Otto's teammates' fathers.
Right.
And on the ice was like a learn to skate. And the dad looks and be like, we weren't even talking, I don't think, like at the moment. And as we walk in, he looks at me and he looks at the rink and he looks at me and he goes, "Suckers."
Dummies. You guys have no idea what you're in for. Bunch of idiots.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, by the way, I was in Pure Hockey yesterday.
Speaking of suckers,
I was in Pure Hockey. Was it yesterday or the day before? No, it was yesterday.
Or both?
No, it was yesterday. It was yesterday.
Yesterday. It was yesterday. No?
No, it was Friday. It wasn't yesterday. It was Friday. And can I just tell you, that place, number one, is absolutely jammed with stuff. All the new stuff is out.
Yeah.
The shelves are packed. I mean, there's so much shit everywhere.
It's like Christmas come early.
It's ridiculous. And the place was jamming with people.
I'm sure.
So busy. Like, so busy. Dude, this game, it's an awesome game. There's so much money to be made in this game. I mean, it's like the amount of gear and shit and stuff and training tools and this and that. And I mean, it's just wall to wall. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's it's ridiculous. Dom picks up the new True. So True's new sticks, the True Smoke.
Smoke?
Yeah, he's like, Dad. He's
really?
Like, yeah. I guess it's replacing the Project X or the Hazardous.
That's like when Bauer came out with like the Twitch.
That was last year.
These names are like these are like young people's names for sticks.
And like so Dom picks up this one. Oh, and I think he saw the new trigger. Remember the CCM at the trigger? So the Trigger 10. So I'm like, so it's funny. They're pushing it as, so you know how you have the low, mid, and high kick sticks?
It's a hybrid.
It is a ultra low kick point. Not low, Scott. It's ultra low.
Yeah, it is.
So if you need the ultra low, then this is the stick you want. If you're a low kick point kind of guy, then you really need this stick because it's ultra.
Ultra low. I can low. Dude, I need one just to see the difference.
Ripcord 10, ultra low kick point. I was like, now I think the 9 is out this year and the 10 is, I don't know if it's coming next year or the 10 is this year, but there was a thing that said ultra low. Dom's like, Dad, ultra low.
Ultra. Just throw a buzzword in front of it.
Ultra low. You know,
Lordy.
I'm telling you, it's like, but the place was jammed, Scott.
Oh, dude. I mean, that's not surprising.
And again, at Dom's practice yesterday, everybody knew skates on.
You know what? Also, I mean, like, but there's also, yeah. There aren't so many But there also aren't so many like those like hockey kind of outlet stores around us. There's not too many.
There's 2.
Right, so not too many.
By us.
2.
And they're not close to us. I mean, the one is 40 minutes, half hour, 40 minutes.
Like both are
And the other is 40. Yeah, no, you're right about that. That's
both
true.
are ish.
Yeah, no, they're similar distance. But you're right, it is kind of like Christmas come early. I mean, it's...
For children.
Oh, my God.
And adults.
Even for adults.
Yeah, breaking the bank in August.
Yeah. Also,
Right before December.
Yeah, $230 gloves. Thank you very much. That are sparkling white.
Ooh, fancy
I don't
pants.
know about that, but my wife was there, and he's been asking me for white gloves for a while.
Yeah.
And I've been telling him no
Yeah.
for months now.
And
Months.
then what happened? What kind of message are you sending your child that they beg enough and they'll cave?
So he needs...
Where's your
Seriously,
backbone?
I'm such a dick. I know it's
No,
terrible.
I mean, I don't know.
Listen, hey, no, I'm a dick because I caved. That's why I'm a dick.
Oh, yeah. I would agree with that.
Yeah. So he needs new gloves. He's going from a 10 to an 11. Okay. No, he does. They have holes in them. He needs new gloves, right?
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, he really needs new gloves.
No.
And he needs larger gloves. So okay, fine.
No doubt.
So he's been trying to get me to buy him white gloves for a while now. Okay. First, it was the tinted bubble, which I said absolutely not to. Absolutely not.
That's a hard no. Until when?
Until forever.
Are you sure about that?
I'm never doing a tinted fishbowl. Never. I'm never getting him a tinted fishbowl. Never.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even when
okay, Mark, I'm making a note here.
Please
Making
do.
a note.
And you can tell me down the road when I
What do I
also don't let him do it.
Okay.
What do you get if I do?
Yeah.
I don't know. We have to figure that out, but it'll never happen. I can't let that happen. I just can't.
Okay, I'm with you. All right,
So I probably also said that about white gloves last year too.
you probably did.
So I've been saying no to him forever about white gloves. I'm like, Dom, just get black. Just do all black. All black. Perfect. Right?
Yeah.
Just all black. Or team color.
Or team colors.
Either one. Right? Either one. So he goes and like a lot of stuff has disappeared off the walls as well because obviously people are in there buying stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So there's one pair of white gloves on like the junior wall.
Yeah.
Okay. And of course they're his size. Of course they are, because how else would it have played out?
But that's a clear sign that he has to have them.
So they're 11s, right? So they're 11s, and he comes over. He's like, "Dad," he's like, "Look." So I'm looking at the black and white, like digital camoed ones from Bauer.
Yeah.
All right. Just something not
Less
white.
all white.
Just, right. Exactly. So he comes over the white, and I'm like, "Dom, no." I'm like, "Just let me look at any other color." I'm like, "Just buy anything else." I'm like, "Just anything else." He's like, "Dad," he's like, "Look how comfortable he is." He puts his finger on him. He's moving his hand around. I'm like, he's like, "Dad," he's like, "Put your hand in it." And I did. And he's not wrong. Which they all are nowadays. The technology is very impressive where the kids are moving their fingers like it's nothing.
I'll tell you this much, though. That same level of comfort comes in different colors.
Correct. That's what I said. So you're 100% right. Yes, it does. So I'm like, Dom, I'm like, just any other color but that. I'm like, I don't care what it is. I'm like, any other color but white. So my wife turns to me and she goes, God damn it. She turns to me, she goes, Jamie, she goes, I thought this was supposed to be fun.
See?
I go, what do you mean? She goes, if it's supposed to be fun, shouldn't we get him what he wants? I look at her and I'm like, son of a. So I pull fucking my gloves.
Well,
It's terrible.
It goes really well with the home jersey.
It's terrible. I said to him, I go, Dominic, I go, I'm just gonna tell you right now. I go,
I don't like this.
I go, you're buying white gloves. I go, you cannot buy white gloves and not play well.
Oh, Jesus.
like you can't not back check
Right.
because you're gonna get chirped, period, just for having white gloves. So if I were you, if you're gonna do this and you're gonna go open this door, you need to play well.
Right. You need to get.
So that's what I told him. I was obviously very tongue in cheek, but I wasn't being like serious. But I told him like, you need to you might want to get your rear end in gear if you're gonna buy white gloves.
Well, on the.
So he bought white gloves.
So first of all,
I'll say this: I can find him on the ice when he's practicing. I will tell you.
He's got sty, and that's important to 13-year-olds. Sty is important.
It is important actually, which is a shame.
And so speaking
But it
of
is
sty,
important. Yeah.
guess what made its way back onto Otto's helmet?
His cage hang,
No cage hang.
his stickers,
He got new helmet stickers, new team, so
Okay.
that's new.
right?
One last guess. I don't expect you to remember this, but
Onto his helmet. Hold on. Don't tell me. So he had something on his helmet that he took off.
I picked him up from hockey camp earlier in the summer.
Right.
And his entire team had.
Oh, they had tape on their helmets.
But what kind of tape is the?
Clearly Howie's hockey tape.
Flame tape.
Oh, no,
Flame
crazy
tape.
10. Sorry, crazy.
Flame tape.
No.
Now he's got flame
You
tape.
could buy, although you could buy it from Howie's hockey. Crazy 10.
Flame tape is now back on his helmet.
So it was on the chin strap, right?
It didn't make its way to the chin strap, but it is on the top of his helmet. You know, like kind of like how like Michigan has the not in the same design, but it's more like just down the middle.
The stripes.
Maybe it's more of like an Ohio State design.
He's got like the Michigan stripes. So he may put it back on.
Yeah.
Did he have a roll that he could? Does he have a roll?
If he does, I don't know where it is.
Well, if he does, you should find it and throw it out.
I think maybe someone gave it to him in practice. I don't know. Anyway, but I also
I forgot he had flame tape. That's right.
But so I saw this yesterday.
Anybody who listens to our episode, Scott hates flame tape, which I second.
It's not even just the flame tape. It's like all the graphic tapes. Like it's great for like the much younger kids.
I was going to say it's great for younger.
For honestly,
100%.
But to Nancy's point, like
tape, all good for
shouldn't this be fun? Yeah. And you know what my thought about the graphic tape is like, but it's not serious enough. It just should be black or white because that's what purists or traditionalists. Anyway, so but I didn't say anything, and I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let him have his fun and have his sty.
Yeah.
Cage hang I'll say something about because it has.
It's probably a safety issue.
Safety issue.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
But
yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, that's funny, dude. That's actually very funny. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. You want to hear my hockey rant?
Go.
All right. So, and I don't have a good way to fix this either. The hockey rant.
Yeah.
Okay. But my hockey rant is about shitty referees at the youth level.
Well, that's a major can of worms. Dude.
Huge. Because crazy hockey parents,
yes,
I'm sure have flipped out on these referees before, and I'm sure has made a lot of them not want to do this anymore.
That's no secret.
Yeah. So my rant is about really shitty refs, and I don't think there's a good fix for this, by the way. But my rant is about shitty refs.
Well,
and they're all over youth hockey, all over.
Yes.
Some are good, don't get me wrong. But most of them, no, I don't want to say most of them because that's not correct either. But there's a lot of them that are really bad.
Okay.
I mean, really bad.
But there's like, we've all encountered poor officiating.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'm not just talking about just missing a call.
Okay. No, and
because that happens.
Listen, everything.
These are not professionals.
Listen, there's a spectrum for everything.
Yes.
There's a spectrum for everything, and there's definitely some on the end that are like should probably not be doing this.
Most definitely.
And that is for real.
Yes, it is.
And they exist.
Oh, yeah.
However, I think like, okay, you can put that bucket, if you focused on that bucket, like, you know, I think part of the problem is that and I don't know this like firsthand, but just from what I've read and heard and whatever, is that like there's a shortage of refs.
Big time shortage.
And why is there a shortage? It's in part because of crazy hockey parents.
I think the fact that they probably don't get paid a whole heck of a lot.
True.
And they we've all seen them take abuse from lunatics in the stands.
So why would you want to do that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why would you want to do that? I understand why there's a shortage of refs. I get it. They've probably, I don't want to say, a lot of crazy parents and the lack of money has probably, if anybody knows, please drop us a line because I would love to hear more about this. I would think that they would have pushed a lot of the good refs out of the game. Because why are you coming to a rink on your Saturday and Sunday and taking abuse for $50, $75, $100?
Right.
I don't think it's worth it.
And the other part.
But then, unfortunately, it then leads to, I don't want to say unsafe things on the ice, but, the main part of a referee is to keep the kids safe. Right? Wouldn't you agree with that?
I think that's a major part, especially at the younger levels.
Definitely.
Like all up and down. I shouldn't even say that, but I think that the refereeing at the younger levels, you're not going to necessarily get the most qualified refs to ref the lower age groups
because
they don't necessarily need the highest level official to call that game.
You don't even call penalties. I mean, especially when you talk about like mites, it's for the most part.
Right. And so, and because but like everyone has to learn somewhere. Right. And like if anyone thinks that like your 10-year-old or 13-year-old or 14-year-old for that matter is getting like a seasoned official game in and game out, you're wrong.
Of course not.
And so to some extent, there needs to be a space where parents, like, first of all, accept that, recognize it, and then they have to make a hard choice probably between the amount of like hate they want to spew versus what the right thing to do is. And I think that you in like just like a player is not going to be able to influence a call once it's been made, right? A parent after the fact is not going to make that
you're not going to make him change his mind.
That call or non-call,
it's not going to change.
Reverse.
Yeah.
So it's like
you freaking out from the stands is not going to do anything other than make you look stupid.
This is something that we should do for next podcast, and I'm glad you brought this up. We should actually dig into this a little bit just to see like what channels are there that a parent could take or use in order to voice concerns about officiating, and just
without screaming during the game.
Yeah, listen. I don't know if it would fall on deaf ears, but is that you write into USA Hockey? Like, what are you doing in practice if you're going to be a responsible, rational, like solid human being, and you have real concerns, and it's not just you being like a lunatic,
right?
Like, what's your forum?
Where do you go?
What's your forum to voice that?
What's your avenue?
And what are the potential?
If there is an avenue.
Well, that's what I'm saying. For next episode, we should bring that back.
That's going to fall on deaf ears, but let's look into that.
We should run that back.
Yeah, let's look at because I'm curious. Actually, I'm actually curious where that would go. I would hope that there is an outlet to go through. If you see something egregious and a ref is just not keeping the kids safe, right?
Maybe
if you see something along those lines.
Maybe they don't even hear anything from parents. Maybe it always has to come from an organization.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. If any of you are refs or you know one, I mean, please, absolutely drop us a line. I am very curious to hear more about that.
Yeah, and
very curious.
And to that end, like just to follow up on your rant about like the really poor officiating, the officiating that falls on like the extreme end of like the should not be doing this curve.
Yeah,
like as what's the how can you be heard as someone who has experienced poor officiating? And I don't know if that's something that the league, the organization, USA Hockey even entertains from parents because they must
say probably not.
Probably not. That suggestion box got taken away pretty quick probably.
I would think so, yes.
But
we should look into it.
Look into it.
Yeah, we definitely should. All right, nice, man.
Nice, dude.
Good.
Solid.
This could be one of our shorter ones. I'm sure. No?
I wouldn't. I don't know.
Oh, you're looking. All right, you're looking at the time. I don't know.
Time flies when you're having fun.
We took our clock down off the screen so you guys don't hear the beep. So I can't see it, but it sounds like we are still at a healthy number.
We're solid.
We are still at a healthy number.
Solid.
All right, good. All right, so everybody get ready. Look for our Crazy Hockey Dads mini camp coming next week.
Yes.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You're going to get an episode from us every day starting next week. The 25th?
No, not starting next week.
The 25th, next week. Not this week, next week, the 25th. This week, you guys are going to get one. The week of the 18th, you're going to get this episode.
Yes.
And the following Monday, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, which is gearing up for the season for probably all of us.
Yes.
Right? You guys are going to get the Crazy Hockey Dads mini camp. One episode a week for 5 straight days.
Imagine that. Talk about Christmas coming early.
Seriously.
Holy shit.
I mean, come on. It's going to be awesome.
Holy jeez.
You're not kidding. Absolutely. That's exactly.
I'm going to go home and watch Elf.
Oh my God. When he gets hit by the taxi is one of the funniest, is one of the absolutely funniest scenes. Dude, my kids when they were younger, they would die. They would just rewind it every time just watch him get creamed by the taxi.
That's funny.
And speaking of, that's coming up shortly, by the way.
What, Christmas?
That's going to be here before you know it.
Christmas? Yeah, totally.
I'm already seeing Halloween in stores.
Oh, for real?
Dude, my wife already has Halloween out around my house.
What?
Yeah, she's nuts. Loves Halloween. Loves it.
Really?
Yeah, you'll see it.
Okay. I'll experience it firsthand.
Yes, you will.
All right.
So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much. Everybody, please go leave a review if you like this. The reviews really help us on the analytics side of this. So again, Howie's Hockey, Crazy 10, the season is starting. Go grab your tape, laces. They have awesome gear. use our discount code Crazy10 at Howie's Hockey. They have awesome stuff. I'm sure you guys have seen their logo in every pro shop in this country and everywhere else. Their stuff's awesome. Pro Stride, Elite, Angelo Circe, CHD10 for Angelo's clinics and his camps. He is an awesome power skating coach. And then API, Eric. Mention Crazy Hockey Dads. You guys get a discount. If you guys want to
10%.
use, you guys, if you want to use some analytics, to teach some of your kids off the ice. Maybe a good tool for you guys. So thank you again so much, Scott. This was fun.
Yep, likewise, dude.
And the next episode from us you guys will be episode 1 of our Crazy Hockey Dads minicamp.
Rock and roll.
Here we go. And remember, everybody, youth hockey is not just a sport. It's a lifestyle.
It is a lifestyle, dude.
See ya.